Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Sologenic. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the screen. Now let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, we have a Fibonacci retracement set up from the swing high we printed in April last year down to the swing low we printed in February 2022. And we've retraced all the way down to the second fib level in September. Then we had a massive pump all the way to 37.5 cents. From there, we dumped one more time and we created this purple support block that you can see over here. So this purple support block is set up from 14.5 cents roughly, or actually 14.5 cents roughly, down to 13.5 cents. And if I just zoom in, you can see that we retested this in December last year actually twice. Then we had another retest in February, then another retest in March, another retest in April, and then we dumped down in April, had a backtest of resistance, then a move below the second fib level here, and then we had a move to the upside, just a bit of a fake out above that resistance block, and then we had another dump. So the last time we did an update on Sologenic, I think that was at the end of April. So we were sitting somewhere around these prices. And since then, we've retested the second fib level, and we've even gone down and retested the 2.272. Now these levels were on our charts for a very long time, and I told you they could be retested if we continue dumping. If we have bearish news in the markets and altcoins are dumping, Sologenic is not going to be the exception. And it did end up dumping. So we can check if we've retested our 1.618 level here. We're going to take a look at the swing high here in May and the swing low a week before that. You can see the 1.618 was met at 10 cents roughly, and we're consolidating around this level. So it is possible we're going to see some sort of a retracement, maybe back to this previous low at 11, almost 12 cents. So 0.1180. That's going to be a massive resistance level we might retest. So if you're looking for a swing trade, you're entering for a quick little trade, 14% is something that you could secure, because we lost this level over here, but we haven't come up to retest it as resistance. So that's something that we could be looking at. Now let's take a look at the RSI on the daily chart to see what's going on here. So on the RSI, you can see that we have this massive support block from 26.4 down to 16 on the index. So we had the last retest in December 2022, and then we almost retested this one more time here in June. So that was a pretty good buying opportunity. Even here in May, that was a good buying opportunity because we were sitting in the oversold. And as you can see, in May, we also ended up having a nice 28-30% move to the upside from the oversold position, and then we retraced back down. We're seeing a bit of a retracement right now, but on the price action, it's not really a retracement. You could say we just had a couple of wicks down to the 2.272 on the large fib, and I would say this is a pretty good buying opportunity right now. Really good buying opportunity because we're sitting at major support levels, and we'll take a look at that on the weekly chart in just a second. And you can also see that we do have a potential broadening descending wedge here playing out. So potentially we're going to have a break to the upside from here, because that's usually what we have with these reversal patterns, these bullish reversal patterns. So we might be retesting one of these resistance levels above us. Could be 11 cents, could be 10.5 cents, could be the 55 EMA. So I'm not able to tell you which one it is going to be, but from a logical perspective, we would have to be retesting almost 12 cents here, because this is the support that we lost in June. Now let's switch over to the weekly chart. Taking a look at the weekly chart, as you can see, we are sitting at this massive support level, which is roughly at around about 10 cents. Now, this was the support that we printed, or that we touched, back in October 2021. And from that low, we saw a massive move to the upside. A 5,564% That's from that support level. If we go lower and get the wick there, and we see how much that's a 11,000% move to the upside. That's a lot. That is a lot, my friends. And this is what Sologenic did from October, and we topped out in December. So we went from 6 cents all the way up to $6.50. And now we're coming back to this exact level. So this is a perfect buying opportunity. We also have a fib retracement set up from the swing high in October 2022 down to the support or the swing low in October 2022. And we're just retesting the 1.272, which is our minimal target. Now, our actual technical target is going to be the 1.618, obviously, at 0.068175. And there is a possibility we're going to retrace down that low if we continue with this downtrend. But there's a chance this could be our bottom, because the last time we reached this level, we just had a wick. So a wick is also possible. We could have a wick down below the 1.618 with a quick recovery and then a move to the upside. So that's something that we could be looking at. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon that's linked down below in the description. If you enjoy my content, you want to get more exclusive content, and you want to support me at the same time, definitely feel free to check out the Patreon, because you're going to get a 7-day free access on my Patreon and an instant access to all of my content since October 2021, which is when I started. You'll get access to content like exclusive weekly podcasts, and we're starting to invite guests already. We have 40 plus low cap gem posts. We have a bunch of project reviews. We have a bunch of resources that are going to help you save time and make more money with this upcoming bull market. So this is definitely a great exchange of value for the both of us. And once again, there's a 7-day free trial. Feel free to check it out. You can leave anytime, and let's continue with the video. You can also see we have a descending resistance trend line. So this was created back in April 2022. We had another retest in November 2022. We almost had another retest in May, or actually March this year. And we could be looking at another retest sometime in August, September, if we are able to do that, of course. So from where we are right now, that's possibly going to be a 78% move to the upside. And there is a pretty good chance we're going to get rejected the next time we retrace to that level, because the last 2 times we got sent back down. So we could do the exact same thing again here, and we could get sent back down and potentially create a double bottom pattern here and then have the move to the upside. Now, in a bullish scenario, we would obviously break above, and that's good, because when we're pumping, that's good for everyone. But we need the volume indicator to confirm that. So we need volume to start coming in, because if we don't have any volume and we have a breakout, typically that means that that is a fake out. That's not going to be a proper breakout, and we're going to dump below sooner or later. So we need the volume indicator to start showing us something once we have the breakout. If we don't, then yeah, you can probably just swing trade this move, take the profits, and then wait until we retrace. Now you can see that we're very, sometimes we can go pretty high up in terms of these pumps. So for example, in October we had this 3x out of nowhere, and then we had this 72%, then we had another 68% move to the upside. So Sologenic is a low cap project, so keep in mind we could have these strong impulsive moves to the upside out of nowhere. Now taking a look at the weekly RSI, we have this resistance block above us between the index of 53 and 47, and I would say when you're below it, that's going to be a pretty good entry, pretty good area to accumulate. We can also spot a descending support trend line here that we could be looking at. So yeah, that could be a pretty good level, because the last time we had a bounce from there was in September, and right now we're sort of touching that level one more time. We can even extend it as far as that level and change it up a bit here. So the last bounce was in July 2021, then we had a bounce in September, and right now we could be looking at another bounce. So feel free to dollar cost average once we're touching this trend line. Once we get below, or once we get above the resistance block above us, that is going to be pretty bullish, because every single time we got above, we ended up going into the overbought. So the next time we break above, there's a good chance we're going to end up in the overbought. So maybe we get overbought in September once we have the altcoin rally. I don't know. But just keep in mind, you know, there is going to be a point or there's going to be a time when we bottom out, we start pumping, and we're not going to be coming back down, because we're going to be entering the bull market. So be careful with your swing trades. Yes, you want to make some money on the sideline real quick, but at some point you're going to sell and the price is going to keep pumping. So be careful with that. Now, that is pretty much everything I wanted to talk about, and this is going to be it for this video. If I missed out anything on the charts, let me know down below in the comments. Let me know if you're bullish on Sologenic. What are your long-term targets? For me, I would just set up a Fibonacci retracement. Presumably this is going to be our low here at 10 cents. So we're going to be looking at $16 in the next bull market. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to see you in the next video. Take care and goodbye.